Clinton isn't doing great in the polls. Now, of course, she's way ahead in the Democratic primary, but her numbers are definitely slipping. It's happening faster than a lot of people thought it would. Now, when you announce they're high, and then inevitably they come back, but her approval rating is only sitting at 40% right now, and she's underwater by 11 points, and that's causing rumblings in certain circles about a possible entry that's not in the field at the moment. I'm talking about the Vice President, Joe Biden. Now, the VP is looking pretty good in matchups with the GOP, crushes Trump and just about every other person of the frontrunners, including Jeb Bush and Scott Walker. People now calling for crazy Uncle Joe because a lot of people say the one thing we've learned in this little political window is those who speak their minds and don't follow the cue cards or the prompters maybe are appealing to the American public. And if you forget what Joe Biden's like off script, take a listen.
His mom lived in Long Island for 10 years or so. God rest her soul. And although your mom's still alive as your dad passed. God bless her soul. Romney wants to he said in the first 100 days, he's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
You know, of course, he's also the same guy who kind of pushed the president into gay marriage maybe before the president was supportive of the policy. But nonetheless, that kind of worked out. And obviously, we've known some of the personal challenges he's gone through. There's an affection for him. And obviously, his time in the Senate, a lot of Republicans, to this point, they haven't taken shots at him. I know what you're going to say before I even go to you.
You know what I'm going to say.
Andrew, you think that there is an avenue here where he knows this is his last chapter. Maybe his last chapter is already done after, 16 in this administration. Is there any pathway you can see that it'd be worth it for him to go in and cause a fracture in his own party? If
Absolutely. The only thing is he can't beat Hillary Clinton. He has to replace Hillary Clinton. So if Hillary starts to crater, or if the email scandal or other bad news develops and Hillary doesn't look like a viable candidate or as viable as she was, that's his window of opportunity. He can't beat her in a head-to-head, and he would look terrible trying to. So there's that. The other question about Biden is, does he want it badly enough? I mean, he's just had a personal loss with the loss of his son. He's been through this before. Does he have enough to come back into the ring
how many
one more
times
time?
you saw him run? He would die and go to heaven.
I'm not sure. It depends on whether he wants enough. But again, he can't run against Hillary. He has to be the fallback in case Hillary somehow doesn't make it as a candidate.
You know what was fascinating to me, though, Richard, we're talking about this. Imagine if you ran, and you're the president now, right? I don't think it's manufactured. I think he and the VP have a good relationship, and I also don't think it's manufactured that the Hillary camp and the Obama camp, they coexist with one another, but they certainly don't adore each other. I was trying to go back. You got to go way back in history to have a sitting president whose running mate's running and would lose in a primary, as the betting odds would have it against Hillary. That puts the president in a really odd position. His running mate or his fellow member of the executive chamber here, yet again, he might have to go against somebody in his own party.
Given the history of the Clintons and the Obamas, I think he'd be very happy if Joe Biden ran. That way he can say, well, I can't support anybody at this time. There is a very interesting history between the two. I won't go all over it, but I think certainly, although I do want to, but I think certainly, look, if I'm Hillary Clinton, I certainly would want somebody else to run against. That way it takes the pressure off her alone. Because
well, doesn't she have that with Sanders and O'Malley?
Yeah, but they're so far behind. I mean, if Vice President Biden jumps in, there's certainly an opportunity that he will help distract from anything else that's happening, and that they can focus on who has the best ideas and best positions. And I think it'll be helpful for the Clintons to have somebody other than herself to talk about in the media.
Now, before you tell me it's a stupid topic, Don,
it's got to be one of the dumbest topics. I mean, Richard. You know I love you. You know I love you, man.
Here it comes.
But the second line of your lead-in told the whole story. She's still way ahead. I know it's the middle of the summer, and I know that we don't have anything else to talk about.
You don't think she's vulnerable?
In the primary?
Well, no, but the purpose of a primary is not only to pick a candidate, but to get a candidate in a position that they're going to win a general. Do you think, and I think she obviously gets through the primary, and I think that if I had to bet money here, I think the betting money is she's going to be the next president. That said, I got to tell you, the email controversy is dragging on farther.
Yeah.
She hasn't, as much as you'd think she'd be a better candidate now than she was 6 years ago,
still
she's
early.
still stilted and not connecting as much.
It's early. But I want us to think about this for a second. In your highlights of
How
Biden,
dare you. Go
in your
ahead, yeah.
highlights of Biden, you left out when he referred to Obama, the first
clean
black
one?
president, as the clean, articulate one. We left that one
Well,
out.
they managed to get along,
Okay,
didn't
now
they?
let's make this clear.
And by the way, that Unchained comment was in front of an NAACP group.
Joe
but yeah.
Biden is no Donald Trump. He doesn't have the personality. He didn't have a national TV show.
Oh,
Nobody's
would you-
going to vote.
How
Nobody's
dare
going to
you
vote.
compare Joe
Nobody's
Biden
going to
to
vote.
Donald Trump?
That's exactly my
He's
point.
a fraud,
That's
Trump.
We're
Don't
comparing
do that
the two.
to Joe Biden.
Biden's not even in the company of Trump. He's not even in the same league.
Biden actually has substance. Trump's nothing but a clown. All right, and I don't know what he's got on you, Dominic, here, but you know damn well what I'm talking about with Trump.
No. Full disclosure. I've known Trump a long time. I know him on a professional level. I know him on a personal level. That's why I'm telling you this guy is the real deal. But Joe Biden, are we serious?
How many
Joe
closets?
Biden?
How many closets full of skeletons will it take to get when we
Nothing-
get through Trump?
It's not gonna. That's not going to stop him. Before they return to Biden, I'm saying this now. They would go pull Elizabeth Warren out of Massachusetts. They would never turn to Joe Biden to do what? Lose?
Do you see him just blush right there?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think this has been a good
we heard,
debate.
We heard Obama in Ethiopia saying, like, if I could run for a third term, I'd probably win. And there's a sentiment, we debated it the other night.
Economy's gonna be good by
Hillary
next
Clinton
year?
in the third term for Barack Obama. Joe Biden would be the third term for Barack Obama. I think if for any
Wait, I
reason,
lost that last point.
I said Hillary's not the third term of Barack Obama.
Right.
Joe
Biden
Biden would be the third
Absolutely.
term of Barack Obama. If Hillary's
they would
numbers
hang
against the
Obama
Republicans,
around Biden's neck. These
But they're gonna
guys.
hang Obama
But
around
the point
Hillary's
is,
neck.
but the point is, by next year, I'm not so sure that's as bad a thing as it was last year, let alone now. Listen. Every metric, every economist says we're going to be closer to full employment by the fall of 16 than we have been in the 6+ years of this administration to this point. Who knows can predict the future, but the metrics point north.
I love you, man. But this
Okay.
Biden
Yeah,
thing,
I
it's
love-
gotta
I
go.
love you.
I love you too.
But
I
don't
love
just-
all of you
You tell
guys.
us not to go light on Trump. Don't go light on Biden. Just
Yes,
point.
yes.
The
Joe
point
Biden
is, we don't need a third term
Trump?
of Obama,
Oh,
and we don't
right.
need Hillary
Let
Clinton
me
in
try
this
and get
country.
this clown car back in the tracks. All right, we want to get you involved in a conversation. Forget what Dominic says. Go over to Facebook and Twitter and sound off on our question. Do you want Biden to join the race? I know Richard would make it as complicated as possible for the Democrats. Nonetheless,
Biden's gonna get on Twitter.
would you like him? Absolutely. It might even go blue on us. All right, coming up next, Dominic's favorite guy, Donald Trump. He's now wooing Sarah Palin. You cannot make this stuff up. He wants her in his cabinet. If you didn't question Trump's judgment before, how about now?